Good afternoon, intuitives, and welcome all the newcomers from that video I did on traits of the narcissist enabler, which was an important video, but I almost didn't post it because I'm like, ooh, this sucks. I have to keep looking at my notes that don't make sense because the Samsung voice to text sucks, unlike the Apple one, which is pretty good, which I use for the descriptions. But yeah, night and day difference. I'm like, what the fuck did that don't make sense. But I was already too deep in. I'm like, and in a hurry. So I'm like, nah, I got to somehow, fix this nosedive and post it. But thank you all newcomers. Bring your friends, The reason this channel is small is because this channel is for authentic people with integrity who value truth. So there's few of us in the world. That's why it's small, because you have to meet those standards to be here. It's an exclusive club, There's fewer of us than there are Navy SEALs or celebrities. Senators, maybe not that far. Senators in the world, I'd bet. But anyway, welcome. Thank you for subscribing if you have. If you haven't, please do it. It doesn't cost anything, and please like and comment, as it helps this Nothing Nobody channel in the algorithm, and selfishly gives me a sense that I might be helping somebody. I like those comments. It gives me purpose in life, which I have so sought for ever since my badge was wrongfully ripped from my chest for doing the right thing for the second time. Anyway, I saw a picture on an INFJ group. I was posting another video, and I'm like, I can expand on all these 8 points and do a whole video on it. So I have it. This is my picture. I'm going to talk about all these 8 points, which is 8 things that drain an INFJ, 8 things or 8 behaviors, 8 types of people. And I keep wondering if I did this already, and I don't remember. And this is the second time I'm attempting this video, so I'm going to do it even if I did it before. But it'll be different because I don't have a script and just do it off the cuff. Other than my bullet point notes, which I only use when I do a video where I'm like, there's 8 of these or 10 of these. It's like, crap, now I got to make sure I actually do 8 or 10 and not 12 or 15. Because I go off on tangents and forget what point I was on a lot. So number 1, people that are always negative. Like the downer types that there's no pleasing them. They just want everybody to feel sorry for them all the time. Woe is me, and they're the type of people you can't help. Like, even if you try to help them get whatever they want, they're still just like, oh, I can't put in any effort. Can't you just do it for me? Carry me, carry me. We all know the type. The second one is people who are always positive and fake, like the fake happy-go-lucky people that don't actually believe what they're saying, but they're just, you're supposed to smile and pretend, fake it till you make it, like the Ronald Reagan types, that always have that false sense of happiness on them because it's just how dishonest they are. It's like, you can't be happy all the time. That's not possible. You're lying. Faking happiness all the time is lying. And lying means I can't trust you, so stay away, kind of thing. We all know those types of people. People that are always positive and or fake. And the fake type, pretending to be something they're not, which is pathetic because it basically means you have no identity and you let other people make all your decisions and run your life. And that's just sad, and that never ends well. I've seen it. I'm 35. I've seen people do that. I've seen lives destroyed by it. And yet, they do not want to be helped. We'll get to that point later. That's my big one. One of these points, it's the bane of my existence. A lot of the time. So number 3, people who are always shallow. Oh yes, I've bitched about this before. The materialist. Look at my stuff. Look at my stuff. I have this and this, and I bought this, and I drive this, and I make this much money. Like people that base their value solely on their material things, and they think the more stuff you have, the more money you have, automatically makes you better. It has nothing to do with your character, your integrity, how you treat other people, your intelligence, your work ethic, none of that. It's all about count your stuff. Whoever dies with the most toys wins. Boomer motto. Hey, boomers admit it, that was a big bumper sticker in the 80s, which was your heyday, which was all about greed and excess, ironically being promoted by a man who claimed to be the most Jesus freak there ever was, that the GOP essentially is like, this is the second coming, and now they worship him like a god. Also, our first president with Alzheimer's and dementia. Oh yes, that means Biden has nothing that he's the first at. He's not the first Catholic. He's not the first president that isn't mentally fit to be there. So He's just he's just an old boys club member. That's all he is. Just an old boy, corrupt old boy. Yeah, we must primary him. That's my point. Marianne Williamson's probably going to do it, so that's good. Because Bernie doesn't have the balls to, because he sold out. And Tulsi went crazy. So we're not in good shape there, but I digress. So yes, people that are shallow, all about material things. They don't care anything about depth, deep conversation, and things of that nature. It's just all about people stuff. The gold digger types, the gigolo types. We've all encountered them. We all dealt with them. And well, I'll tell you another time because I'm not ready to talk about it. But the good chance I'm going to be dealing with those people again soon, given the job that it looks like I'm going to get. And I'll just say this, it's a job I've had before that I thought I'd never go back to, but it's looking like I'm going to do it. And obviously it's not the fire department because I'd be happy about that. So you draw your own conclusions, use your intuition. Yeah, but it's going to be different this time, and it means to an end to complete my end game. 4, people who are always nosy. So, the type, people that always want to know everybody else's business. They're usually gossipy about it. But the worst part about this type, it's the people who feel that they're entitled to know everybody's business, to like basically be like, well, you can't talk to that person unless I approve first. Who said you two can go out? That's my decision too. Like everything, it's very narcissistic too. Everything comes through me. Like I make the decisions for everybody. I'm the queen of everything, and I get to know everybody's business. And if you don't want to tell me, I'll bully you until you tell me, because you might be doing something that I don't like. And if I don't like it, that's all that matters, because it's you don't control your own life. I do, and you have to know every little thing, like what you ate for dinner. Who did you talk to? Who are you texting? All that stuff. The control freaks, people that feel like they have the right to control every aspect of people's lives that are around them. That queen bee narc type that I've done videos on. They're real big on this, and of course they'll use their enablers and flying monkeys to try to extract that information to where all information must flow through them. Reminds me of high school. Bad memories in my head again. That's never good, but it happens a lot. 5, people who constantly seek attention. And I'm starting to think I did this video already, but I'm too far in. It's different this time, I swear. I swear I'm ranting about different points of these. I just can't be sure if I did or not. People who constantly seek attention. I think I went over some of these points in other videos. The type that always has to be in the spotlight, whether it's good or bad. Like people that they constantly want praise and attention, and everything they've done is automatically the greatest thing that's ever happened. And they constantly want to be told they're the best at whatever they do. And, everybody's so lucky to be in their presence. And then the reverse of that, I know I talked about this point before in a different video. The reverse of that is, the people that are always down, always want sympathy, always want people to feel sorry for themselves. Like, oh, put your life on hold for me because I need you and I deserve every bit of your attention because you must help me because the slightest thing went wrong. I remember talking about this point before because I said they act like having to get a new car battery was the end of the world. So yeah, people like that they're either they have to be praised for every little thing they do as if they got the Nobel Prize, or for the slightest inconvenience they have to be babied as if their whole world was blown apart. 6, this is my big one. I'm going to spend a little time on this one. I want to make sure I say it right too. People who mean well and ask for help but never listen to our advice. Yeah, that one. So, people who come to an INFJ and tell us how well we can read them, how our track record of our intuition is scary or spooky, and then ask us how to fix bad situations in their lives, and then we give them advice, and then they don't take it, and then they continue to want our empathy and our pity. And they'll continuously talk about how, they need things to change, but they're afraid to change, or they feel like they're not allowed to change. But whatever the reason is they want things to change while keeping the status quo in place, which is just not possible. And that is super, super, super draining on an INFJ. It's like, okay, especially if you care about the person, because it's like, so I see you crying, and you're clearly either being abused, exploited, what have you, depending on the situation. It's like, now I'm taking that emotion in. Now I want to cry and punch, put my fist through a wall. And I know how to fix this, but you want to change this. But then if I help you take any action, then all of a sudden, out of the blue, I'm the bad guy. And that's super, like, that is the worst, because it's somebody that's like, you got me to open up to you. You got me to care about you. Now you are in a bad situation. You come to me for help. So now I know all about the bad situation, and the blanks are filled in by my intuition. Now I am both saddened and enraged. And you're resigning yourself to that fate. You're just like, no, is what it is. It can always be worse. It's like, that is perhaps the saddest and most pathetic thing I've ever heard. And INFJs, given our nature, given our empathy, given, our need to help people, and if I'm being honest, our hero complex, we can't sit by and let someone continue to be abused, especially if they at one time came to us and it's like, I'm in a bad situation. I don't know what to do. And I'm telling you because you know things and probably know how to fix it. But no, I'm just going to let myself keep getting abused. Pretend that conversation never happened. It's like, oh boy, I feel an IT loop coming on. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there it is. This one's not going away anytime soon. Oh, great. Yep. Oh, well, guess I'm not sleeping tonight. That kind of thing. I've been in that situation too many times over the years. Too many. And it never gets easier. It's maddening. Especially if the people are like nice people. Especially when the ENFJs do that to me. That is the worst. Please don't do that to me anymore, ENFJs. I will always help. But if you're not sure you want help, leave me out of it. If you're going to resign yourself to a fate of abuse and feel like you can't say no and have to go along with it, please don't let me know what's going on. 7, people who are predatory. Oh, yes, because INFJs are the bane of the existence of narcissists, borderlines, and histrionics. So abusers of any kind, wife beaters, child abusers, anybody who is predatory, we obviously with our intuition, we can spot it out. We notice patterns. And again, hero complex, we can't just sit by and let it happen. So we have to get involved. And that's very draining because sometimes people aren't ready to speak up. And sometimes predators are queens of everything or good old boys, and they done protected by the system because grandpappy did something important 50 years ago. Yeah. So it's okay when they do it because they're them. Yeah, we loyal to them because they like royalty in this township. Yeah. It's like, no. I'm going to expose their truth. And it's like, you the bad guy, we going to take you to court for what? Well, you can't say that. That's slander. It's like, no, it's true. And I have facts. Well, you just said that's just wrong. Says you, there's nothing legal about it. Well, we don't do that around here. I don't care. Truth is truth. Truth is truth. And double standards suck, and the same rules apply to everybody, at least in a courtroom, in theory, unless you're rich enough and you can pay people off. But I'm saying as far as like who can take someone to court over something, the rules apply to everybody. Because it's not like, someone can't take me to court for like exposing them having an affair just because they're like, well, I'm Mr. Big Shot in East Whiteland Township. You can't do this to me. Well, I didn't do anything against the law. So exposing your affair isn't against the law. It's true. So you can't sue. They tried, but they couldn't. And number 8, I'll wrap this up. It's getting long. In general, things that drain the INFJ, people. We love them and we hate them because we can only be around them for so long before we need alone time. And it has to be the right people. Certain people drain us real fast. Certain people, under the right conditions, really don't drain us. And we can be one-on-one with them for long periods of time. Y'all know what type I'm talking about. But in my case, we all have, like certain types of people where alone time most of the time can be the two of you, and it's almost like alone time because it's somebody who understands you, which is rare for us. But these 8 things are very draining to INFJs, 8 types of people. And I keep thinking I did this video already, but I'm going to post it anyway. Again, please like and subscribe. Trust your intuition about these types of people. If you think somebody fits in one of these categories, they probably do, and deal with it accordingly. Do not let the situation continue to deteriorate. And if you're in a situation where, you know, you're like, I have to help this person, but it's going to end poorly for me, well, run away, because eventually one of 2 things is going to happen. Well, usually, yeah, either you run away and get it out of your mind, or that situation is going to deteriorate to the point where you're like, I can't be quiet anymore. Like, my integrity compels me, and then you're going to be vilified, probably, especially if you're a guy. If you're, you know, if you're female, you might get away with calling people out. Really, it depends if you're pretty. That helps you get away with stuff too. Let's be honest. And remember, you know, these people, these types of people, except for the people one in general, but these 7 types of people have no integrity. So expect them to do anything, because they will. And please like and subscribe. Watch the older videos. Let me know if I did this video already. And I'm sorry if I did. It's probably better this time. We can go with that. It's a version 2.0. And, you know, please consider sending a tip via the links below if this channel has been a help to you. Thank you again, all newcomers. Feel free to post videos to any group that you may think it may help somebody, because that's why it exists. And somebody figure out for me why random videos do really well and other ones don't. Because, you know, why one narcissism video get 2,000 views and one gets 200? I don't know.